So we're in the greenhouse today. I've got something absolutely fascinating for you today. Whether you're into Tradescantia or not, I'm sure if you like plants, you'll be really interested in this. Something that absolutely blew my mind. Let's have a look. And we are in. Okay, excuse the mess. I just want to show you something over on the workbench here. I'm in the middle of doing all sorts of things, so we'll just have to ignore the fact that there's a huge mess all the way around it if you can. Right, we have here two very straggly looking Tradescantia. The one on the left here is Tradescantia pallida pale puma. And the one on the right is a very, very soggy and sorry looking Tradescantia selamontana. Now, one of the reasons they're looking so horrible at the moment is that they've been out in the rain and it's absolutely pouring down. I've only just brought them in. Obviously, this Tradescantia selamontana looks normally a lot more silvery and hairy than it does at the moment. It's just absolutely drenched, and that's why they're looking in the state that they are, or partially, I should say. So what happened? Well, I had these two plants over in the hothouse, and they've been in the hothouse ever since I shut the hothouse down. Now, what happened was in a little bit of a rush, I have to say, because of the cost of the electricity in the hothouse, I decided I just couldn't afford it anymore, and I also decided that it was just too much to look after. I wanted all the plants in one place, so I began to empty the hothouse out. When I got towards the end of emptying the plants out, I kind of had a few in there that I'd left that I thought, well, I've given them a good go, I've enjoyed growing them, but I wanted to try something different. And these two Tradescantia, among a few other plants, were two of the ones that I decided I'd had enough of them. I really wanted to give something else a go. They're only cheap to buy and they're very easy to propagate, so why not have a change? So I left them there with the intention of removing them at some point in the future. So I went back to them just a couple of days ago, really just to actually get something out of the hothouse. I didn't think anything would be alive in there, and to my surprise, these plants were not only alive, but they were beginning to put on new growth. As you can see, it was only a couple of days ago this, so you can see that there is new growth beginning to come on these very sorry looking plants. So the question on everybody's lips should be at the moment, why did they survive and how long have they survived for without any water? Well, pause the video, it'll ruin my retention, but we'll do it for fun. Please put in the comments how long you think a Tradescantia like these two will survive without a single drop of water from anywhere else. So we're talking about a length of time, a period of time that nobody went in there, nobody gave them any water. It's a dry place in there, there is no heater in. It was winter time, we're only just into spring now, or part way through spring, and they've had temperatures down to 0 degrees Celsius. I doubt they actually got frosted, but very close to it. So put it in the comments and I will wait. Okay, if you've done that, I hope you have, hope you're not lying to me. So here we go, the big reveal. These two plants have survived without any water for 9 months. Can you believe that? 9 whole months without a single drop of water. Wow, that is incredible. I cannot believe that. So that got me thinking, well, why? How on earth have they managed to survive for so long? So I looked it up. Now, both of these plants are particularly hairy Tradescantia, and it's probably no surprise to anybody that Tradescantia are almost like succulents. They certainly have a lot of the characteristics of succulents. They have these fleshy leaves. So they also have these hairs, and when you delve into it, it turns out that hairs on a plant is an adaptation to stop them from losing water. It also shelters them from the sun, but of course they didn't have any sun in there, so just in terms of keeping them from transpiring, from losing water, that's obviously partially what has happened. I also discovered something I didn't know, that Tradescantia can go into like a kind of dormancy. So the kind of dormancy we're talking about is not necessarily dying right down to the roots, but but like almost like the equivalent of a hibernation, where they just really slow down any processes, any growth processes. They stop photosynthesizing, they stop growing, and they just kind of sit there doing nothing for an extended period of time. I also forgot to mention that these were also in the dark, practically in the dark. All the shades were down, so they would have got some light, but certainly not like grow lights, or not as if the windows were not covered. So maybe that they were in this kind of dormancy period, and then when spring came along and the light levels increased a little bit, certainly the heat would have increased, the temperature would have increased, and that maybe kicked them off into using their reserves and beginning to grow again. So that's why I left them outside. I thought, well, we'll give them another chance. How can you not do when they've survived for so long without any intervention from me? So what that should do, if you're a Tradescantia lover and you forget to water your beloved Tradescantia, I wouldn't worry about it, would you? So I think we'll leave it there. Put in the comments what you think about this, if you knew this is what happened, and for now, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.